This is another presentation by My Weight World.
How the biceps work. The biceps physiology. The goal of this presentation is to introduce you to the biceps muscles. We'll discuss the several functions of the biceps as well as the three joints with which the biceps work. We will touch briefly on the recommended exercises to train the biceps, but there is a separate presentation that describes them specifically. Introduction. Several functions, common use of the term, three joints of the biceps, three joints of the biceps, proximal radial-ulnar joints, three joints of the biceps, humeral-ulnar joint, three joints of the biceps, glenohumeral joint, insertions, actions, weight of the biceps, training the biceps. The biceps brachii consists of two bundles of muscles, each with its own origin, sharing a common insertion point near the elbow joint. The word is literally translated from the Latin as two-headed muscles of the arm. The main job of the large muscle is to flex the elbow and supinate, rotate the forearm. As mentioned before, the primary function of the biceps is to rotate the forearm and to flex the elbow. The biceps also has other functions such as assisting in shoulder flexion, bringing the arm out to the side, bringing the arm across the body, and finally stabilizing the shoulder. Most people never use the full scientific term, biceps brachii. This muscle is most commonly referred to as simply the biceps. The term biceps is used for both the singular and the plural of the muscle, as in referring to both arms. The proper plural form is biceps brachii, but virtually no one ever uses the term anymore. The three joints in which the biceps muscles work across are the proximal radial-ulnar joint, the humeral-ulnar joint, and the glenohumeral joint. Three joints of the biceps. Proximal radial-ulnar joint. Contrary to popular belief, the biceps brachii is not the most powerful flexor of the forearm, a role which actually belongs to the deeper brachialis muscle. The biceps brachii functions primarily as a powerful supinator of the forearm, turns the palm upwards. This action, which is aided by the supinator muscle, requires the elbow to be at least partially flexed. If the elbow or humeral-ulnar joint is fully extended, supination is then primarily carried out by the supinator muscle. Humeral-ulnar joint. The biceps brachii also functions in an important flexor of the forearm, particularly when the forearm is supinated. Functionally, this action is performed when lifting an object such as a bag of groceries or when performing a bicep curl. When the forearm is in pronation with your palms facing the ground, the brachialis, brachioradialis, and supinator all function to flex the forearm, with a minimal contribution from the biceps brachii. Glenohumeral joint. Several weaker functions occur at the glenohumeral or shoulder joint. The biceps brachii weakly assist in forward flexion of the shoulder joint, bringing the arm forward and upwards. It may also contribute to abduction, bringing the arm out to the side. When the arm is externally or laterally rotated, the short head of the biceps brachii also assists with horizontal abduction, bringing the arm across the body. When the arm is internally or medially rotated, finally, the long head of the biceps brachii, due to its attachment to the scapula or shoulder blade, assists with stabilization of the shoulder joint when a heavy weight is carried in the arm. The biceps insert into the radial tuberosity, and because this bone can rotate, the biceps also supinates the forearm. The biceps also connects with the fascia of the medial side of the arm at the bicipital aponeurosis. The biceps account for approximately 30% of the upper arm's muscle mass. The biceps can be strengthened using weight and resistance training. An example of a well-known bicep exercise is a simple bicep curl. Here's a photo that demonstrates an arm flexed in the pronated position. The biceps are partially contracted. This photo showed how the arm looks when it is flexed in the supinated position with the biceps fully contracted. You should now have a thorough understanding of the biceps muscle. You've learned the names of the three joints with which the biceps work: proximal radial-ulnar, humeral-ulnar, and glenohumeral. You now know the biceps' major purpose is to rotate the forearm as well as to flex the elbow. You learn briefly how to train the biceps. For specific exercises that work the biceps, see the presentation, the biceps exercise.
This has been another presentation by My Weight World.